It's like, it's okay. But you had perfection. Like, what did you do?
That's a funky one to think, because there's 70 Camaro guys, and I could see like there's something about them that's all right, but to veer away from such an iconic design, the '69 it's one of the baddest ass cars ever made, and to just drop that, not even like evolve it a little bit,
and then you get into like the '80s, and you're like, what is that?
Yeah,
well, the IROCs, like, what is that? What have you done? What have you done? What are you guys doing? To do something, you guys are on the wrong drugs. There's no.
Well, I think cocaine came in and played a part of it, because like we did.
This fucking design is awesome.
Send it. We did a '79 Camaro white one, and it's like white T-tops. Did it for a guy out of Pennsylvania, and it's we call it the cocaine cruiser because it's got that look, But the design, it kind of went out the fucking window. I think. Like AMC AMX, I'll bet you that entire product line was like an acid trip, I feel like.
Right.
Yeah,
they had some wild ones. That's javelins and shit.
Yeah. Even the way they're, besides just the drugs, there's stories about Bill Mitchell. He was supposedly, now this is the stories you heard, they were paying prostitutes out of petty cash from General Motors.
Of course they were.
Like on a weekly basis.
What are they going to do? Pay them in gold bullions?
Yeah, but they lived a life like...
It was kind of a rock star lifestyle.
Well, there's stories about them getting drunk and taking like a horse-drawn carriage in New York City and driving it like through the Waldorf Astoria. And shit like that back in the day. It's a crazier mentality, and they were getting away with a lot more shit that I think trickled down into the company.
I think they trickled down to the design.
Yes.
They were rock and roll guys. They made rock and roll cars, man. They really did. Like those, you go back and look at it like a 1969 Mustang. Like whatever you were on back then, you fucking nailed it.
Yeah,
like,
you did.
Like there's nothing like that before that. If you go to like the difference between the 1950s cars and the 1960s cars is crazy. Because if you think about the difference between a 2013 car and a 2023 car, not much fucking difference.
You're right.
Even Mustangs and things like that, they look great. 10 years ago, they look great now. But it's like they don't look that much different that you go, that's an old car. But 50 to 60s, like, that's when the drugs kicked in. And that's 100%. They started making the Corvette look for the 67 plus Corvette. They just had this fucking shape to it. They just went ham.
Yeah. Dude, that's a good observation. I've never really put two and two together on that. Because, the 50s stuff's so, like, civilized and, like, professional.
Mm-hmm.
And then it definitely...
Do. These guys got fucked up, and they made some amazing art. And that's really what it is. And what you guys do is take that art and update it. That's what I love. I love, like, first of all, I love the craftsmanship and just the skill that you guys have, and the engineering that's involved. And I just really, really appreciate all that all that goes into that. But it's also art. Like, you guys are making art with old art. You take these rusted, old, fucked up cars, and you strip them all down, put a completely new chassis, put everything in so it works like a modern car, and you get the best of both worlds. You get that look that those cars had was just magical. Whatever in the design element of those cars, it's just magical.
Dude, that's the key to those, because everybody loves muscle cars, but people look at him like, you get some dude who's like 45, 50 years old, right? He made himself a bunch of cash, and he says, that looks cool. I want to have it. Has no fucking idea that when he buys a 70 Cuda, it's a massive pile of shit to drive. Like a bone stock car. You have no idea, because you look at it, you think it's cool, it's fast, it was fast, it's not.
It's got the iconic big motor and rumble.
Yeah. My mom had a 1971 when I was growing up. That's when I became infatuated with Cudas.
Really?
Yeah, it was with a 340
Dude,
automatic.
That's a crazy car for your mom to have. Your mom must have been pretty fucking cool.
She was pretty cool. But it was like the shape of that car just intoxicated me just as a kid, and I was always like, but hers was like kind of boring looking. It was like kind of a copper bronze color. It was like kind of boring, stock. And I was like, man, one day. So that was like the car in my head always was like 70, 71. I like both of them. There's something about the 70 with the individual headlights. It just makes it it stands out. But that fucking grill in the 71 is pretty wild too.